Yo, Lloyd Ruhl, aka MegaBlitzz. In today's video, we're going to be catching up on some PokeBeach news. It's been about almost going on a little over a week, I think, actually, since I've done any like PokeBeach news just in general, or even looked at it just for myself. So today we're going to be catching up on some PokeBeach news, just kind of looking at some new cards. We have some of the stuff from Stellar Miracle and stuff. I believe the last thing that I had seen was, I think the I've seen these. I think it was the first stuff right here on July 2nd about Kofa, Valuza, and Crabominable, and pretty much everything up from there. But we're going to be focusing mostly on the Stellar Miracle stuff. I'm not going to pay too much attention about the disqualifications, about the illustration stuff. We're kind of already past that. You know, we might look at the accessories and stuff like that. But let's jump in to some of the other stuff here. We got Crabrawler here, basic Pokemon, 90 HP, 3 retreat, pretty hefty retreat cost, and pretty big HP for a single prize basic Pokemon. Double colorless, Vice Grip for 20, Crabhammer, triple colorless for 50, Crabominable. Love the artwork. I think that artwork is fantastic, but it has an ability called Prep Work. Attacks used by this Pokemon cost 1 colorless less for each Kofu in your discard pile. So basically you can get it down to 1 water energy. Haymaker, 250 damage during this turn. This Pokemon can't use Haymaker. Now, what does Kofu do exactly? Looks like Crabominable in a human form. So put 2 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order, then draw 4. If you can't put 2 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in this way, you can't play this card. So you have to put exactly 2 on the bottom and then be able to draw 4. So that's actually not too bad. I can see this maybe kind of being like a goofy meme deck. Honestly, I might even try to make like a rogue deck or something out of this for a future video. So maybe we'll have to see what I can cook up with that. But then of course we got also another Valuza, I believe how you pronounce that. The cool looking like torpedo fish thing. I think it looks super cool. Has the same ability, Prep Work, costs 1 colorless for each Kofu. Sonic Edge for 4 colors. So if you have all 4 Kofu in the discard pile, you can attack for free with Sonic Edge. This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So basically just being able to attack for free. The only unfortunate part is it's going to take quite a while to get kind of all these Kofus in discard pile. Unless you're playing like Ultra Balls and you can like discard the Kofus or things like that. Maybe Pokestop and try to roll them off the top or something. We'd have to see, because it has to be in your discard pile. Not like, so putting them in the Lost Zone won't counter anything. But pretty cool there. I definitely like that idea. And then we got Zeraora from Stellar Miracle. Absolutely love this artwork. Zeraora is just a really cool Pokemon to begin with. And Pokemon does a fantastic job showcasing a powerful Pokemon, a cute Pokemon, a scared Pokemon, a happy, all the emotions that you can think of. Pokemon just does a great job with all of its artwork here. So, Zeraora for 1 Lightning and 1 colorless. Combat Thunder 20 plus. This attack does 20 damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So, 2 times 5 being 100 damage, so 20 plus. So you're hitting for 120 altogether. Not too bad on a single prize Pokemon, and having a retreat cost of 1. Maybe we could see Miraidon playing this in the future or something. We'll have to see. But that is coming in Stellar Crown as well. Then we got the Cinderace EX Raboot and Score Bunny. Score Bunny and like Raboot and that whole line is pretty high up there for me on like favorites Pokemon, like in my top favorites. I would probably say it's definitely sitting comfortably in like the top 5 right now. Probably like 5 or maybe even 6 for like Cinderace in its line. Definitely a really cool Pokemon, and I think they're really just cute and unique. So, Score Bunny here, quick attack for 1 colorless, 10 plus, flip a coin, if heads, 10 does 10 more damage. Evolves into Raboot, low sweep for 30 damage for 1 fire, and then combustion for 60 for 3 energy. Absolutely love the artwork. Incredible. And then we got Cinderace EX here. Don't like the artwork. Maybe we'll get like a fancy version of it, but Flare Strike for 1 fire energy and 2 colorless, 280 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Flare Strike. So we're hitting for 280 damage, which definitely going to be KOing a lot of V-Star Pokemon in the format, and even some Pokemon EX as well. Plus, having pretty much a free retreat cost means you can just retreat out of it for free, put it back in the active somehow, Flare Strike again, pretty powerful. Garnet Valley. This attack does 180 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for 1 fighting, 1 fire, and 1 dark energy. I don't feel like this will get played that much in that category, mostly because the only thing I can think of is because you can attack bench Pokemon with this attack. So you're doing 180, so you can hit bench Pokemon, but you can't KO like Rotom V. Like you're 10 short. 190 is a Rotom V. You can KO Lumineon, Squawkabilly EX, Barrels, stuff like that. So a lot of the 2-price Pokemon that you can KO are being what? Mew EX, Lumineon V, and Squawkabilly EX, like the notable ones. That's it. You can't really KO anything else on the bench. So you're getting like 3 or 4 Pokemon that are 2-prizers, and then you're hitting 1-prizers for 1 fire, 1 fighting, 1 dark. Pretty bad in my opinion. But its first attack I feel like is pretty good. So unfortunate that they kind of just stuck it with a really crappy like second attack requiring 3 different energy types. I just feel like that's really bad, and that's just poor design maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little salty because I like Cinderace and I was hoping it wouldn't get the boot if it were, but it did. So that's unfortunate. First attack great, second attack not so much, but maybe it'll get played just for its first attack in general. We'll have to see what happens. Then we got some accessories here. We got Fido, or it's Dashhound, not too sure. Just kind of hanging out with some sweet desserts with, I believe that's Milcreamy or Alcreamy. I'm not too sure. I don't know the name of that one. But we got the new Flapple evolution, the Hydreigon looking, the Hydra looking thing. Hydreigon's an entirely different Pokemon. The Hydra looking thing looks really cool. Love the deck box as well. I love like the apple like shoved through its like horn. I think that's just really fun. And then we got Gramble with what seems to be her trainer, Whimsicott, and Primarina. For those that don't know, I actually really like Primarina. When I played through Sun and Moon, like as a child, I was probably like 13 or 14 maybe. I picked Popplio because everybody hated it. I thought Popplio was the cutest little thing, and I had no spoilers going into this game, and I was not disappointed when I got to Primarina. Not only it has incredible typing, Fairy was super, super strong. Primarina was a powerhouse throughout the whole game, and Primarina just looks so beautiful. Super cool Pokemon. So, might actually have to pick up these sleeves. We will have to see. And then we got Lapras here with kind of just all of the different types as gems. The terrestrial hat, I don't really know. But still cool sleeves nonetheless. And then we got the, I believe this is like, it has a name, but it's like the turtle with the indigo badges and like different gym badges on its shell, which I think is a really cool Pokemon. I just don't know the name of it, unfortunately. But pretty cool. They're giving us some unique accessories. I believe they're only in Japan though. Yeah, Japan Pokemon Center TCG. But that's okay. And then down here, another one we got here is Togedemaru, Drifloon, Drifblim. So Togedemaru, shocking chance, 30 damage. If your opponent has exactly 1 prize card remaining, your opponent's Pokemon is now paralyzed. I don't know. Maybe it gets played in like a Shock Lock type deck. That was a thing for a while. Like a Nuzzle Lock per se. So maybe we can do something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. We got Drifloon here with Expand for 10 damage during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon takes 10 less damage from attacks. Not super great. But Drifblim here is pretty cool. For 1 Psychic, its attack is Everyone Explode Now 50 times. This attack does 50 damage for each Drifloon and Drifblim you have in play. This attack does 30 damage. Also does 30 damage for each Drifloon and Driflin in play. So basically, it's saying that this attack does 50 damage for each Drifloon and Drifblim you have in play. And then it also does 30 more damage to, or sorry, and then it does 30 damage to each of your Pokemon. So, not super great. You're kind of like slowly KOing your stuff. But, in a perfect world, you would be able to get, what would it be? I think it'd only be like 200. I don't know. Maybe you'll be able to like get into, like try to get them into, like cheat them into play or something. Would have to see. Maybe doing something like that. But nonetheless, still pretty cool. Actually, no, because it's any Drifloon, right? So you can actually just put like the Drifloon that we're playing in Gardevoir, like the Balloon Blast one, and then just put that on there. So I guess you're capped at like 250 because you can only have 5 bench spots, and then the one in the active, so 300 probably, because there's gonna be 6 total. So you're capped at 300, but pretty cool. You could get there. You could explode things for 300 damage, and then kind of do that. Maybe we'll put together a deck for this and see what we can come up with. This will be pretty fun. I've been trying to do more like goofy fun decks and things like that. I've been having a lot of fun just kind of building different things and stuff like that. And if you guys have any like different like rogue decks or like different just lists that you guys have been cooking up and you want to have me try them out or see them kind of in action, definitely join the MegaBlitzz Cave Discord channel. It's actually like on the YouTube channel. You can see it kind of like in the about info. It's always in the description below as well. So definitely join that. I'm trying to kind of get stuff rolling there. I've been thinking maybe doing like a MegaBlitzz hosted tournament where I kind of have like 10 to 16 people have a tournament and then I spectate one game and then commentate over or something. I think would be really cool. So I think I'm doing that in the future. So definitely check that out. I definitely want to do some more stuff of that caliber. And then we got here Cradilly, Lileep, and Antique Root Fossil from Stellar Miracle here. So we got Lileep. Absolutely love the art. I think this is very just derpy. It kind of fits the theme of Lileep. And we have like the little mat right here as well. Unfortunate part that it does evolve from a fossil, but has an attack bind down for 1 grass, 50 damage during your opponent's next turn. The defending Pokemon can't retreat. So we can kind of like lock stuff with it, which is pretty cool. Then we got Cradilly here. Ability is Mucus Buffet. Once during your turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, choose Burn, Confused, or Poisoned. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now affected by that special condition. And then Marshy wins for 1 grass energy 100 times. This attack does 100 damage for each special condition affecting your opponent's active Pokemon. So, pair this with Brute Bonnet, and then make it burned as well. Or even play like, I don't know if Spicy Season Curry... No, because it only affects your Pokemon, I think. But you can play like Brute Bonnet and then poison some things and then choose them to be burned also or confused even. And then hit for 200, trigger some stuff, play like Raiden, Hisui, and Sneasler. We could definitely cook up something with that. And then Antique Root Fossil is basically just the basic Pokemon of all the fossil stuff. So pretty cool there. And then we also got here Sylveon EX, Cerulege, and several other cards teased, including Terra Orb and Ho-Oh. So let's take a look at some of these. We got some other couple cards here. I'm not too sure what that A-Spec looks like, so that's pretty cool. That's a different in Hammer, I believe. So maybe we'll be getting a couple different Hammers. A couple A-Specs here leaked. We got that Hammer there. I believe it looks like a Hammer, or it's like a Blender, or I don't know, like a Shake Weight. I have no idea. And then like a Tonka Truck. So maybe we're going to get some cool A-Specs. We'll have to take a look. Sylveon EX here. Stage 1 evolves from Eevee, of course. HP 270. Psychic type, so pretty bulky for a Stage 1. Has the Terra ability as well, preventing all damage done to those Pokemon. Both yours and your opponents when it's pretty much on the bench. And then Magical Charm for 1 Psychic, double colors, 160 damage during your opponent's next turn. Attacks from this Pokemon, or the depending Pokemon do 100 less damage. And then we got for 1 Water, 1 Lightning, 1 Psychic, Angelite, I believe is how you pronounce that. Choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and shuffle them and all attached cards into your opponent's deck. If you use Angelite during last turn, this attack fails. So, pretty much you can only use it like one turn, and then you can't use it the next turn, but you can use one after that. So, pretty cool attack for sure. And we got Cerulege EX here, 270 HP, evolves from Charcadet, also with that Terra type ability. Abysmal Flames, or I believe that's also how you pronounce that. Abysmal, I don't know. It's been a long day, so words are not doing my favor. But for 1 fire energy, 30 plus, this attack does 20 more damage for each basic energy in your discard pile. Then we have Amethyst Rage for 1 fire, 1 psychic, 1 metal, 280 damage. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. I don't know what is going on with Stellar Miracle, and just kind of like, let's just take all of these Pokemon and have its second attack cost 3 energy. Like, and then have them be like stage 1 and 2s, right? So we're like, best way to be able to get these energies on, definitely Lost Box with Mirage Gate, but you're not putting a stage 1 in Lost Box. Like, you're just not doing it. So I don't know. Maybe someone will cook up something crazy. We'll have to see here. Then we have more exclusive Pokemon Go cards. Their next compilation set, Shadow of Glory, will feature Blastoise and Radiant Blastoise with brand new artwork. So this is a new Blastoise based off of the Vitality Spring Blastoise. So this is our art here in the States, and then their art there. And then this is the Radiant Blastoise art as well. I like this Blastoise a lot. More than ours for the Vitality Spring one, but I like our Radiant Blastoise a lot more. I don't know, I just kind of like this art. It looks a lot more just capturing of Blastoise. This one's kind of just, I don't know. It just kind of looks awkward standing on this like cliff that's super high for no really odd reason in front of this mountain. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but pretty cool that they got new stuff. And then we got the, basically, I actually read this article, well, not really read it, but I kind of like skimmed it a little bit, because I have been playing Luxray EX a little bit, kind of in my free time, and cooking up a fun deck with that lately. So, definitely give this a read. It was tons of fun to just cook up a Luxray EX deck, but I kind of skimmed it, and Great Manly and I were on a very similar page, which I thought was really cool. So, last thing here from Stellar Miracle, we got Deluxe Bomb, the new A-Spec that's been announced. And these cards will also be coming out, I believe it's on September 13th for us. They're coming out July 19th for Japan. And then for us, we expect to get these cards to become part of our Stellar Crown set on September 13th. So here in a couple months, a little bit after Worlds, we'll be getting some new stuff here. But Deluxe Bomb, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, even if it's knocked out, you put 12 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon and then discard this card. You may attach any number of Pokemon tools to your Pokemon during that turn. You may only attach one Pokemon tool to each Pokemon in its stage attached. So basically that's all, but the bottom part is basically just saying that you can only you can attach as many tools as you want to any Pokemon, but you can't put them on the same one unless it has an ability that says so. Anyway, being in the active spot, taking damage from an attack, even if it's knocked out, putting 12 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon isn't bad at all. I just don't quite know what it fits in, if I'm being honest. Maybe it can go into a control type deck like not Snorlax Stall, but kind of more like Wigglytuff control, where we saw like it playing Hero's Cape and getting like Wigglytuff to like 400 and something HP or 450 HP, I think. Maybe we could see something like that getting put on there. Maybe we could see this being something where it gets played in like even like Lost Box maybe, but I feel like that'd just be weird in Lost Box. It might just get played in some weird off rogue decks or just never get used at all. But nonetheless, I'm going to buy it because I buy every A-Spec that's available in the current standard set. That was kind of a thing that I set for myself because I wanted to at least have one copy of all the A-Specs, because if I ever need one, then I'll have it. Granted, I only own one copy of all the A-Specs, and I can just kind of swap my Prime Catcher around to different decks, but I do have all the A-Specs up to this point, which is really nice. So, not too sure what this Deluxe Bomb will fit into, but I could see it getting put into maybe some sort of control deck or something of that nature. But that's going to do it for us today. We looked at all of the updated PokeBeach news revolving around the Stellar Miracle stuff. Kind of skipped over some things that we weren't too relevant about. Let me make sure that I didn't miss anything. I did actually. I missed just one thing here. We got the Dash Hound, the Galvantula, and we got the Leddyba. So we'll take a look at the Dash Bun and stuff like that real quick here. Maybe I did look at these actually. No, I did not. The Joltik here, battery charge. Sure, should take it for the 2 basic grass energy and up to 2 basic lightning energy. Attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. So not too bad. Falls into Galvantula EX, and then has the Terra ability, Charge Web. 1 lightning, 1 colorless, charge web, 110 plus damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX or Pokemon V, this attack does 110 more damage. So we're hitting for 220, which is pretty good. KO's a good amount of Pokemon V and EXs in our current format. And then for 1 grass, 1 lightning, 1 fighting, 180 damage. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. Basically, during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any item cards, so not too terrible. And then we got Fido here. Good smell. Search deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. I don't know why you just don't get a call for family at that point, but whatever. Dash Bun, full mealtime. Once during your turn, you may play, when you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may heal all damage from each of your evolution Pokemon. If you do, discard all energy from each Pokemon healed in this way. So basically being able to heal a lot of damage can be pretty useful. Its attack here for double colorless, Wonder Shine, 130 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. And then we got Lacey here, and a new SPEC also. I'm so glad that I went back and checked these out. I got Lacey here. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 4. If your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining, draw until you have 8 cards in your hand instead. And then Great Tree. Once during your turn, once during each player's turn, that player may search their deck for a Stage 1 Pokemon that evolves from one of their basic Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. If that Pokemon is now a Stage 1, they search their deck for a Stage 2 Pokemon that evolves from that Pokemon and then put it onto that to evolve it. And then that Pokemon may shuffle, that player shuffles their deck, and then you can't use this effect on a basic Pokemon on your first turn or on a basic Pokemon that was put into play that turn. But still pretty cool, kind of like a really accelerated rare candy. Not too sure if it'll get played though, because at that point, like, we're playing Arven, we're playing rare candy. Prime Catcher just fits into almost everything, and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe it will get played, maybe it won't. Maybe it can get played as something like Charizard or Gardevoir or something. We'll have to see if that's something that will happen. And then, of course, I believe that is it. Yes. Okay. Yeah, because I already checked out the Orthworm EX in a different video, but we'll recap it real quick. Kerpow will return when this Pokemon is damaged by an attack for your opponent's Pokemon. Even if it's knocked out, put 2 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon for each mental energy attached to this Pokemon. And then Rock Tomb for quad colorless, 150 damage during your opponent's next turn. The defending Pokemon can't retreat. So basically, you're just going to pair this with Matang, and that's pretty much what everyone's going to do. And that will be that. Just a couple other single prize Pokemon. Raging Thunderstorm, 1 lightning, 1 fighting. This attack does 3 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each energy attached to this Pokemon. And then Dragon Headbutt for lightning, fighting, colorless, 130 damage. And then Iron Boulder for a second get a colorless. Adjustable Horn, 170 damage. If you do not have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, this attack does nothing. So both these cards kind of bad. Raging Bolt is kind of okay. We will have to see. Maybe I was not up to date as I thought I was. So I apologize. Gravity Stone here. Pokemon Tool. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot, the retreat cost of both Pokemon is 1 colorless more. You might attach any number of... Oh, yeah. Okay, so pretty much just basically saying if Pokemon is attached... If the Pokemon this card is attached in the active spot, the retreat cost of both active Pokemon is 1 colorless more. So you'd play this in something like Control. Or something of that nature to try to make it so, like, block lax, put this on, make it so the retreat cost is even more, but they can't retreat anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. So maybe block lax doesn't play that card. I don't even know if that card will get played, to be honest. But we got Fletchling here, send back 10 damage, switch your opponent's active Pokemon to one of their bench. Fletchinder, speed dive to colorless energy, 50 damage, and then Talon Flame here. Arrow Chase for 2 colorless, 110 damage. If the retreat cost of your opponent's active Pokemon is 2 or more, this attack does 110 more damage. So hitting for 220 on a single prizer, not too shabby at all. And then we got Kling Clang line. I do remember looking at this one, so we're not going to take a look at that. But we'll go back up here and check the last thing that we got going on, which is this Ledian cards coming out. So we got Lebida? I don't know. Headbutt bound, 30 damage for 2 colorless. And then Ledian, ability Sparkling Star Pattern. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with 90 HP or less remaining to the active spot. Its attack Swift for 2 colorless energy, 70 damage. This attack isn't affected by weakness or resistance. If they made this attack 90 damage, this card actually is playable. But since its attack only hits for 70, it's not that playable. But this artwork is fantastic. Also, this artwork is fantastic. This artwork is also fantastic. But as far as the card goes by play-wise, not great. So that is all of the PokeBeach news now. We are all caught up with all the Sarah Miracle stuff going on. So thank you so much for checking that out with me. If you guys are enjoying the content I've been making so far in the channel, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button, And I'll see you in the next one. Peace!